In its heyday, Toretsk had 7 working mines. Today there are only 2. And the Soviet symbols they once bore proudly are banned.
I guess they didn't get round to taking that one down. But when a guy's going to work, he doesn't look to see whether that USSR sign is there or not. He's thinking, is the mine working today? And will it be working tomorrow?
This mine was on Lenin Street. It's now called History Street, which this former miner finds ironic.
I think you can't rewrite history. There were people who built this country, and Lenin was one of them. The comrades in Ukraine should value and respect the former leader.
Communist nostalgia is common in Toretsk, which has not exactly prospered since 1991. But the policy of Ukraine's democratically elected government is explicitly to not respect the Bolshevik leaders. A law passed in 2015 placed them in the same category as the Nazis. All streets and towns named after them had to be renamed.
In accordance with the Ukrainian law on the condemnation of the communist and National Socialist or Nazi totalitarian regimes and prohibiting the propagation of their symbols, Dzержinsk is renamed Toretsk.
Dzержinsk was named after Felix Dzerzhinsky. But even the archivist seems unclear exactly who he was.
That was a person, Iron Felix as they called him. Well, I suppose those were his character traits. Toughness.
Felix Dzerzhinsky was the founder of the communist secret police, which would murder millions of Soviet citizens. Russians tore down his statue in Moscow 30 years ago. The one in Toretsk was only removed in 2015. Andrei Gridkin, a local activist, says TV vox pops at the time revealed just how little people knew about the man.
One girl said he was a great Russian general. One woman said he was a Soviet statesman who looked after children. It really showed how people don't know their history.
But for Andrei, whether people understand or approve of the decommunisation policy is actually of secondary importance.
There are symbols of totalitarianism, statues of people who tortured and killed millions of their own citizens, who created man-made famines, who sent people to rot in the camps. Should we have waited a few more years or debated whether these were actually good guys and should stay in place? No way. I think everything was done absolutely correctly.
An authoritarian Kremlin is still trying to dominate Ukraine, whose army is battling Russian-backed forces just 7 kilometers from here. Many Ukrainians see decommunisation as a key step in the country's emancipation. To others, though, it's just window dressing. The coal treatment plant used to be called Dzержinska. It's now called Sherbinska. Toretsk is, above all, a mining town in a region where the coal industry is in crisis. People here would like to see many more things change than just the names of their towns and their streets.
They should plant trees or put street lights in so people wouldn't have to walk in the dark. Then the street would be different. Then you could rename it and people would understand. It'd be classy. Otherwise...
What will we get from this? Nothing. Nothing's changed. Life in this town is the same, right? Same as it always was.
The town's authorities insist things are changing. They point to this school, which is undergoing a refurbishment. Inside, today's students do learn about Soviet crimes.
Це нова тема. Нова тема. Ми з вами починаємо вивчати події 1920-1930-х років. У нашій шкільній програмі передбачено...
The curriculum includes topics connected with the crimes of the Stalinist regime. There's even a specific module called mass repressions.
It would be odd to study such things in a town called Dzержинsk.
The Cheka alone has tens, if not hundreds of thousands of victims on its conscience, people who were shot dead or sent to prison camps. And all that could not have happened without the personal orders of Dzержinski, who ran the organization. Of course, the town could not bear his name.
Today, the school's museum celebrates different heroes. Local miners who helped mitigate the effects of the Chernobyl disaster, and soldiers who have died in the ongoing war.